This video is going to focus on layers in Photoshop. Layers allows you to combine several components in a single image and still be able to edit the components individually without affecting the rest of the image. First of all, you're going to need to go through and open the Layers tab. So Windows, Layers. It will often look like this little icon, and so you can expand that, and as you can see, you can drag it off. This image is purely made up of one layer. So what I've done here is I've just right-clicked in a File Explorer, open an image. It's open in Photoshop, and it's an independent document. If you drag and drop images now into this layer or into this image, it will create them as individual layers, which I'll show you on another document. So this image is created with two different images plus text, as you can see. And so the background layer will appear first, and then you can show the visibility of that second layer, and last of all the text layer that I've created there. You can also change the order of these layers simply by dragging them within the scene. Whenever you create a new layer or you drag in an image from your local drive or from the internet, it will always appear at the top, so it's most visible. Down the bottom, there's the Effects tab, there's Masking, there's Style Guides. I'll make another video to focus on these. The main two in this I want to just go over is creating a new layer, which you can always best to rename. So I've just double clicked and Scene 2 or Scene 3, and then I can use a trash can to get rid of that layer as well. Through the middle part here, you can go through, most commonly you're going to use is probably the lock. So you're selecting a layer and then you can go through and lock it. And so often you'll work on, you complete a section on one certain layer, and then you want to be able to lock that, knowing that following working that you're doing is not being affected by that layer, or it's not getting in the way. You can sort of move it out of place. The next section is you can also lock position. With this, I might just turn off Annapurna. I can change the blending modes, so that changes the properties of the layer. At the moment, it's a solid opacity with whatever image attributes it comes across with from the original image that's the photo's been taken, and so I might change it. A really strong one to use is multiply, and so it's clearly blending the two. When you are applying a blend, it always needs to be applied to that top layer. I will change that back to normal. Opacity is going to show how see-through that top layer is. So 100% is solid, 0 is transparent, and in between you've got the translucency. The fill will appear very similar. However, how they differ, and I'll go into more details on another video, but for this example is the fill is changing, I guess, the opacity to the layer minus the layer styles, which I'll go through and demonstrate now. So on Annapurna, if I change the opacity on that, we can see that's what's occurring there. If I go through and create a drop shadow, that looks good. I might also include a stroke, and that stroke I'm gonna create it to be white. That works well. And then I'm going to go OK. And this should demonstrate what the distance between opacity and fill is. So if I change the opacity, it's making everything translucent or solid. If I change the fill, it should only be the text but not that surrounding layer style. So you can see what's occurring and what the difference is there. The last thing I want to go over with layers is it's always good to have auto select on. So if I select that, I open up layers, I select on Annapurna, I select on Scene 2, or I select Annapurna, it's still going to select scene 2. If I have auto select, I select Annapurna, it then should change. So it automatically detects what layer or what image you want to be modifying. Thanks for watching.